Want more matches on Bumble? Stay tuned for the best swipe right if answers to increase your match rate exponentially. I'm Emyli, co-founder and head coach of emlovz.com, and in 2012, I completed a 100-date research experiment. Since then, I've been helping men find love fast with my group coaching program. And a lot of my clients ask me how they can get more matches on Bumble. Well, it's easy. Make your profile epic. And that's why I've compiled a list of swipe right if answers to make your dating profile on Bumble more competitive. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that now and hit the bell so you get notified every time I release a new dating advice video for men who want to go on more dates with the women they're really excited about. So let's dive into the 15 swipe right if Bumble answers that will help you to get on more dates with the women you're really excited about. Swipe right if you're always the first to lose at never have I ever. I think this goes without saying, but it is very curious. Swipe right if you don't consider taking a cruise to really be traveling. I'm sure you've noticed that everybody is traveling nowadays. No doubt you can identify a few cliche travel photos by now, like Machu Picchu. It's okay to talk about traveling as long as you're not being cliche and offering the reader insight into who you are. Clearly, if you're not into cruises, you're probably not into Applebee's, Yahtzee, or Ariana Grande either. Cool. Frankly, it doesn't matter what your interests are as long as you make them clear. Swipe right if you can flirt with me in more than one language. I am not even going to try to say whatever that says there, but speaking more than one language is a sign of intelligence, depth of character, status, and sometimes it's just plain sexy. This is your chance to flaunt your stuff while also making it known what you're looking for. Let's also not forget that when it comes to Bumble, women message first. And if they don't message within the first 24 hours after a match, the match gets deleted. Women will only message if they're inspired to do so. A woman that speaks more than one language will message you in that second language if you let it be known that that's what you're looking for. Don't be afraid to list out the languages you speak in the form of emojis. I can flirt with you in these languages, and then list the flag emoji of countries you can speak the language of. Swipe right if you'll duet with me this Tuesday for karaoke when we sing Ain't No Mountain High Enough, followed by Promiscuous. This is what I like to call a segue prompt. You see, the objective of a dating app is to actually go on a date. The app itself is a space where two strangers can be introduced. It itself is not a space to date. You want to get off the app as quickly as possible, people. That's easy to do when you two bond over a certain activity and then you, the male, proposes that you do that activity in person. When asking a woman out, be sure to use a TDL. A TDL stands for time, date, location. When asking a woman out, you want to specify these three things. A TDL might look something like, "Hey Janice, want to harmonize this Thursday at Crooners at 6 p.m.? This, my friends, this is how you ask a woman out. Give her something concrete she can sink her teeth into, so she can then give you a very clear yes or no to answer to. Swipe right if you eat Indian cuisine at least twice a week. Spoiler, I make a mean doll. Everybody's a foodie nowadays. Talking about food is a good decision as long as you're not discussing your love for tacos. This is by far one of the worst cliches on dating apps. Talking about food is a low-hanging conversation starter. If she, too, is into Indian food, she'll react positively and hit you up asking what your favorite dish is. From here, you're only a few messages away from planning the first date. Also, keep in mind that you have limited real estate to showcase your personality. Use all the space afforded to brag about yourself. By the way, bonus points will always be awarded to men who know how to cook. Swipe right if you'd rather attend a salsa class than watch Bridgerton. We can binge it after we dance. Look, she doesn't want just anyone. She wants a man that stands out. Be that man by talking about your hobbies outside of sitting on your couch in the dark and binging The Office for 5 straight hours. Swipe right if you don't mind being serenaded every morning to the Pink Panther theme song. I just started learning the sax. Women want a man with initiative, and that goes beyond just holding down a 9-to-5. They want someone with aspirations, hobbies, and a complex life all their own. Tell her about how unique and spectacular your life is by talking up your personal projects. A woman wants to see that the man she's dating isn't willing to settle and is always looking for ways to grow and improve himself. So far, you've seen a bunch of awesome swipe right if answers, and there's more where that came from. But if this is helping, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comments below. Swipe right if you like dogs, specifically pit bulls. Even more specifically, ones that appear mean at first only to fall in love with you 10 minutes later. Webox, a UK-based dog food company, wanted to find out how effective of a wingman dogs actually were. After swapping out non-dog pics for dog pics on their dating app, they found that their test account received 38% more matches. There are two things we can learn from this. One is that you should 100% include photos of you and your dog on your profile. Second, talk and chat up your dogs as often as possible. Women see dog owners as more responsive, caring, and better parents than non-dog owners. It's likely that her first message will be about your dog. Follow up by asking her about her dog and then offer to go on a doggy date. Just remember to use a TDL. Swipe right if you've signed up to Scott's Cheap Flights newsletter and are waiting for a deal to Malta. If you're a single 20 or 30-something man, travel is bound to be one of your hobbies. How do I know this? Because what young person doesn't love to travel? Let's take a closer look at this prompt response. He could have simply written love to travel as the response for swipe right if. However, that would have been basic and without character. Not only did he name drop Scott's Cheap Flights, but he also told the user that he wants to go to Malta. He gave her 2 nuggets of information that the two of them can bond over. When in doubt, provide specifics. Everyone loves to travel, so tell her how you like to travel and where you want to go. Tell her a travel story or brag about all the countries you've been to and what you've learned through your travels. Swipe right if you get offended when people mistake you for being a Republican. Luckily, Bumble already lets users indicate their political leanings. However, making where you stand 100% clear will only serve to help filter out unwanteds. If dating someone with opposing political views is a deal breaker, let it be known. Don't waste your time or hers. And hey, you don't want to cast a wide net. Matching with every woman you swipe right on would be a curse. You only want to match with women you're highly compatible with. Swipe right if you promise to be my beach buddy and rub aloe on my back after having spent the entire day in the sun despite having the complexion of Casper the Ghost. Women love funny men. That's just a fact. Another fact is that if you can make her LOL while reading your profile, you're more likely to get her to swipe right than if you don't. Make her chuckle, giggle, or laugh internally however she does it. It'll ultimately give you a better chance of scoring a first date. Swipe right if you read the New York Times, have a crush on John Oliver, and have been vaccinated. You want to give her such a detailed image of who you are and what you're about that she can just about write your profile for you. The more she knows about you, the better. Of course, there are some things you might want to keep to yourself. Any weird phobias or idiosyncrasies are best kept secret until you've built up a rapport. If you don't know what to write, it's best to write too much than too little. As you can see, this prompt is really just a list of things our test user likes and is looking for in a partner. The more images you can give her to hold on to, the more likely it is that you too will form a connection. Swipe right if your ideal Sunday consists of waffles, reading a World War II book, and throwing your pinky in the air as you down a glass or two at a winery. There are a couple of things I'd like to point out about this post. One is that it makes the reader clearly see what life with that test user would be like. It clearly outlines an ideal Sunday, one that consists of lounging about while also enjoying the finer things in life like waffles and wine. Although there is one negative I'd like to point out. There's a grammar error in this prompt. Grammar errors are actually pretty big turnoffs. Not putting the effort into making sure your profile makes sense is just lazy. Thousands of women will read your profile. Grammar errors are quick and easy fixes that can have a major impact on the number of matches you receive. Always double check what you write before posting. Swipe right if you think Taylor Swift is a better lyricist than Bob Dylan. Is it true? Probably not. But will it be read and reacted to? Definitely. Just be sure that you name drop an artist that you actually like and one you think is overrated. Feel free to swap in your own artists. Swipe right if you're the person telling everyone to hush so you can hear the Super Bowl ads. Everyone knows that come Super Bowl time, there are 2 types of people. There are those that watch the football games and those that watch the commercials.
Making known which tribe you identify with will certainly make some women swipe left on you, but that's okay. You only want to attract women whose views align with yours. Despite the age-old wisdom that opposites attract, this couldn't be further from the truth.
Hopefully this video sparked some new ideas that you can use to boost your match rate on Bumble. If you're looking for more dating advice, my team and I are here to help. Book a new client session with myself or a member of my team over at emlovz.com/book. During that session, we'll talk about your dating goals, the obstacles holding you back, and how my group coaching program may be able to help. That wraps up this video. If you like this video, make sure to like it, subscribe to my channel, and follow us on social media. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.